Hey guys, welcome back to another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. I am Green Zero and we are here on Tournament Galaxy. And we have a game here for you today. On the right hand side, playing as the Black Hand, it's Technique himself. And he will be up against the one and only bike-RUsh+ownz, also as the Black Hand player. So apparently this one was played about a month ago. It is from a Ladder Wars, but apparently it's really good. It was played on R12. For this fight here. He's actually, so bike-RUsh actually has a rocket squad there as well. Maybe not planning on rushing, maybe going to use the rocket squad to fend off any bikes that Technique may be coming at him. So if this was from a Ladder Wars game, not sure how that went or what the deal is, but this showed up on command post and it looks like it's going to be a phenomenal game. So I'm excited. We have two very good players here, and I'm also going to try to cast another game after this as well. Saw another one on command post, so hopefully we can get that one going as well. Again, more replays the better. If you have any 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4s, I'm looking for those matches right now. This isn't a call to upload anything and everything though. This is just upload the real good ones, so the ones that maybe have quite a lot of action in them and are quite exciting. So would definitely be interested in casting that type of game right now, because the 1v1 scene is pretty much in a state where it's wound down quite a bit. Trading bikes here, so Technique and bike-RUsh will both lose a bike there, but he does have the rocket squad at home and the Cabal squad as well to buff that one. So Technique, his bike-RUsh is not going to work out too well. It looks like he only went for about 3 bikes there. He's going to get shot at by the Cabal squad, and he's going to come in here. bike-RUsh is just walking around on the Tiberium, which is really not good for him. There is a Cabal squad here, but bike-RUsh also has a Cabal squad, but walking on the Tiberium field means that his Cabal squad is significantly weakened. He does have another squad there to help clean up, and he will do so. Again, that rocket squad just walking around a bit, loses about maybe 15% of its health, just chilling on the Tib field there. bike-RUsh moving it away. We have these 2 bikes here from Technique, so he's gone for a couple of bikes, not really achieving too much with them. So both sides just potting each other out. That harvester is going to get, he's going to swing at that harvester. The rocket squad forced to traverse the Tiberium field once again. Technique just doing a good job of keep away, but you can say the same about bike-RUsh with his harvesters there. He's going to expand, a few more rocket squads coming out. Now this is a big map. You don't generally see a lot of short games on Galaxy. Both sides tend to get all 3 bases up and running before someone can really get the killer blow in a situation like this, because it is a very big and large map. It's a little bit different to Odyssey because it is somewhat more defensible, because you're backed up against, if we go over here, you're backed up against the side and the corner. There's not as much room to maneuver. There is a tower there which you can put rocket squads in to cause some problems. bike-RUsh is over here now. He's going to find a few of Technique's units. It's green versus red, so we shouldn't have too hard of a time deciphering whose is whose. Each side trading out a bike there, so nothing too serious. Battle marker over here as well. Looks like bike-RUsh just getting a scout off over there. No one's made a move for the blue Tiberium field. Crystal is there. That's enough to get a full load of Tiberium, but neither side going to risk it just yet. I think Technique should probably go get it, because he does have a lot of, or does not a lot of bike buggy, but enough bike buggy to secure a harvester. bike-RUsh just continuing on to build these rocket squads here, and we can see Technique is going to be moving in on the right hand side here. He could very easily take the blue Tiberium field behind this. I'm not sure if he's sending anything. No, it doesn't look like it, but he is going to try to engage over here. bike-RUsh drops a laser turret. There you go, even bike-RUsh building the laser turret. Again, it's probably one of the most useless base defenses. I mean, against bike buggy, I guess it would be okay. I mean, draws fire, does a bit of damage. So I think there's been a few times where I accidentally queue a Guardian turret or a Guardian cannon, but bike-RUsh in a bit of trouble. He's got a lot of rocket squads here now. Doesn't have the Disciple upgrade. There's actually quite a few. There is going to be an engagement here. A laser turret will come down, so we're going to have to see how this goes. Yeah, actually using laser turrets, so he will kill a harvester. He will kill one harvester. That power plant does get sold off, I believe, yes. He did lose a lot of his bikes. The buggies are majority just getting out of there, but still just continuing to draft as well. The buggies, of course, yeah, it's just buggies left over. There are a couple of bikes here. They can't really kill harvesters, so bike-RUsh is going to be fine with that. He's going for the Disciple upgrades. There you go. That's going to be a problem. The buggies are going to have a much harder time killing these squads. Now Technique does have map control. He's going to use this to take the blue Tiberium field, and he can definitely use this to his advantage. I mean, you can play the late game on this map here, just because bike-RUsh is contained. You know, there's a lot of Tiberium. This game can go for quite some time. Technique just maneuvering around on the bottom of that, may be a bit cautious that there could be a flame tank rolling around. 2 bikes will come in. I think he's just going to use these to scout. I don't think he's going to stick around to destroy a harvester, no. He's just going to run through the base. He wants to know what Technique is doing. Battle marker over there, it's just Tiberium exposure. Technique, was he all in this whole time? This whole time he was all in, and he's just built an MCV, and I didn't even notice. I was so preoccupied with bike-RUsh's base here. So Technique actually all into bike-RUsh, and now he is significantly behind, not as far as he probably could be, because bike-RUsh, he is about to pop his second ref by the looks of things. So Technique can definitely rally. He actually had 2 refineries already, so 2 refineries, 3 harvesters. You would have thought he'd got a few more than that. He's going to find this wall of infantry, and he's just not going to be able to penetrate that with just these raider buggies alone. They just don't have the DPS necessary to kill this much infantry. And bike-RUsh obviously aware that Technique was all in with the 2 bikes that came in, but now Technique is not all in anymore. He does have the MCV reconstructed. He still has map control, 3, 4, 5, 6 harvesters. I'm not sure why he's pulling so many harvesters to the expansion. That could have been an issue. That could have been an error, I think. I'm not sure why he's done that. So Technique does have, he could easily left those 2 harvesters there. He is now starting to produce Scorpion tanks while trying to get these refineries down. This better be a second refinery. It is going to be a second refinery, so he should be okay. bike-RUsh definitely had a lot more time to refine. You can see bike-RUsh, he's cleaned up his main field, and he's taken a bit of a slice out of the expansion where Technique has not even cleaned up. He's still got about 30%, 35% of his field remaining. Now Technique did take all the blue Tiberium, so that's a positive for him. bike-RUsh now starting to move out with the infantry squads. He can actually just easily destroy this spike if he wants to. There's not a lot he can do. Throws the grenades, that will miss. Oh, actually, no, apparently not. It's not going to miss. It's going to hit those rocket squads. Did not see that, so it's actually going to flame down the rocket squads. A few units coming. He might want to just make a run for the bunker, but he's not going to be doing that, and he's actually going to be overrun here. A few buggies will go down, but yeah, bike-RUsh probably should have made a run for the bunker, given them a move order, which is specifically bad. He will get in the bunker. 2 Cabal squads with the flame. They're not going to really be able to do too much, though. I think they were pretty heavily damaged. They still have their Disciple squads. Technique just going to chill over here. Not going to bother dislodging that bunker. He's going to head off. bike-RUsh with a big group of infantry. Flame tank is out, so he's looking to go for some flame tanks. He does have the techs, and he's going for charged particle beams. No doubt that's going to be charged particle. Technique now decides he's going to dislodge this bunker. Charged particle beams is now out, but yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything. If he got triple rockets in there before he got attacked, he would have been fine. Looks like some units going down there from bike-RUsh. That flame tank, where was he going? I don't know where he was going, but he's just gone off to his doom. And now Technique still maintaining map control. Does get the click off on Technique. Technique is base crawled now. And alright, so he's got a flame tank there. bike-RUsh takes the shrine out. I'm not sure what the shrine was for. Maybe he was using it just to crawl. He shouldn't lose his... Oh my god, if he lost the operation center, that Dozer Blade would have cancelled. That would have set Technique back a lot, especially if he was building a tech center. No, he wasn't. He was building another refinery to replace the one he's lost. So bike-RUsh is doing a good job to slow down Technique here, considering that bike-RUsh really hasn't done a lot. He will call in the seed Tiberium now. Doesn't look like, yeah, Technique's still trying to finish off his main field here, so Technique's economy has been pretty lackluster in this game. We'll put another ref down there. Battle marker over here looks like Technique trying to destroy that spike. Meanwhile, he will find this structure up here. 2 squads garrison. He's going to be able to overrun this pretty easily. And the real question is, will bike-RUsh be able to defend off the crush move? You can see shredder turrets coming down. Makes it very difficult when the infantry are all grouped in with the shredder turret, because it makes it harder for the Scorpion tanks to run them down. The Scorps have to move a lot more. Redeemer is trying to come out. He's putting down some defenses. There is a window here for Technique to attack, but is he going to go for it? I think it would be beneficial, but you got to remember he can't actually see too deep into this base. All he can see is lots of infantry, which is probably going to discourage him from doing some kind of an attack here. Random rocket squads on the right-hand side should be able to get that tank. No, they're actually going to move down. Maybe they're going to try to take this structure. I believe they will do so. Tech center comes down from Technique here. But yeah, there's been no major engagement, I think, by either side. There's been just a lot of small skirmishes here. Both sides have taken out a couple of harvesters. bike-RUsh with the clicks, and Technique sniping 1 or 2 down here or there. But yeah, for the most part, Technique's just been slowed by those support powers and not able to find a gap. bike-RUsh is just defending tight. This could be his overall strategy, is just to defend And you can see all of his infantry actually. Is that a second MCV? No, that's the same one. He's actually looking to just converge all of his infantry into the one spot. This could be deadly. No cloaking field for a quick kill for Blackhand as well. But the Redeemer is coming out, and a Rage Gen could be devastating. There's a lot of infantry here. We put the health bars on. He's really pouring forward now. We're going to see a big engagement here. Technique is now heading to the north. The Raider buggies aren't going to be too helpful because they just really don't have the DPS to kill the Disciple squads, which are going to be the main problem here. What's happening up there? bike-RUsh now successfully expanding. Technique also expanding to the right-hand side flank. Is he going to cut in here now? I think bike-RUsh pulls a few units back here, but Technique, the Scorpion tanks just don't have much purpose here. Spectre Artillery, that's unusual. I'm not sure what the Spectre Artillery is for. Does find that structure, will be fine, and that Spectre Artillery is going to get destroyed straight away. I'm not sure why he's building Spectre Artillery. That doesn't seem to be the appropriate response here. He's got EMP coils. He needs more of these Shredder turrets here. I hope he has Charged Particle. He does have Charged Particle, but really, he's not going to be able to hit that Redeemer. It's going to be moving too much. Maybe he's hoping to get a lot of splash damage on the infantry. It is definitely an unusual response here. bike-RUsh now, not really sure if he wants to engage into this. Nothing much else happening. That structure is down. Saboteur, not sure what he's doing there. Maybe going to look to take the enemy spike. A Rage Gen went off, but it didn't do anything. That Spectre Artillery took a bit of fire. So did that one. But it's going to be okay. So he's actually got 4 Spectre Artillery here. Again, I'm not sure what Technique's plan is with this. The Spectres just don't seem very helpful. Right, there's actually 5 of them there now. He's going to destroy that spike. Maybe he forgot that he built the engineer over there. So that spike will be destroyed. Meanwhile, Technique is moving down at the bottom. He will find some man spam and he'll be able to overrun that. bike-RUsh needs to be careful not to split himself up too thin, because if he splits himself up into these groups, then Technique can just overrun them very quickly. Whereas if they're all condensed into one force here, they're actually in a big arc here in the middle of the map. So there's going to be some big engagements happening anytime soon, because both sides are now swelling their forces here. Redeemer is there, will come in. The EMP buggies, they are thinking about it. They're going to get destroyed horribly, and Technique is going to commit to this fight. Rage Gen goes off. Since the Rage Gen is going off, he cannot use the EMP coils because they're under rage, and the tanks, there he goes, he gets control back. He will get the EMP off here, but he uses all of his EMP buggies. EMP some of his tanks, but you know what? The infantry are just shredding. Spectre Artillery fire is coming down. I think that might be from bike-RUsh side. I can see it coming from the left-hand side here. Yeah, there's actually what do you call it, tanks up here, and sorry, not tanks, Spectre Artillery. They will be destroyed, so they do overrun this area. Meanwhile, 5 Spectre Artillery here from Technique did not participate in that battle. Fanatics coming out as well. Fanatics a really strong counter to Scorp spam. You can generally trade sometimes up to a couple of tanks for just one squad if they're all grouped up, but they are $700 to $800, but again, they usually do a lot more damage. It's actually going to let them get in range here. No, not quite. Not going to be able to overrun those guys. No upgrades for the Blackhand ones, of course. You give them a Tib Infusion for the other Nod factions, and that makes them run that much quicker. But yeah, he's going to be able to destroy those anyway. Turret comes down. We'll be able to destroy them. Battle marker over here as well. A few Scorp tanks from bike-RUsh just rock up, only to be destroyed. Purifiers now coming out from Technique. I'm not sure what the plan is here with the Purifiers, but he's got quite a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 Purifiers coming out now. bike-RUsh still just swelling these forces here now. A couple of Scorp tanks coming out. So look at this, triple War Factory Scorpion. Does not have Dozer Blade, is going for Dozer Blade, so he's trying to transition. Now that Technique's force has been utterly destroyed, I don't think he realizes that he's up against a lot of, he does kill a halves of there, will click those refs. He gets the the Tiberium chemical lab as well, so that is a costly loss there for Technique, not being able to use his own clicks back on bike-RUsh. Not that it matters too much. bike-RUsh's refs could have been clicked. They are close enough, I believe, to be clicked. No Tib Vein, no Catalyst. Both spikes have been destroyed, by the way. bike-RUsh now moving up to the top right with a hit squad of Scorpion tanks. He's obviously aware there are Purifiers coming out now. There's quite a few Purifiers in Spectre Artillery. Technique could go for a base push here. I mean, he's got Purifiers, he's got Spectre Artillery, he's got a Redeemer. He just sold his tech center. Okay, so he wants to sell his tech center. He's going to spam it up with infantry, and I think he's going to head across the map here. That Harvester is as good as dead. Technique still hasn't cleaned up his main. Having a really tough time trying to get rid of that. A few forces will be split off to deal with these Scorpion tanks. He will try to destroy the refinery because that will deny ground control. The MCV is now on the move. He will destroy the refinery. Coming through, these power plants are a little bit vulnerable. We'll have to sell those as well. He has a commando there. Okay, so Blackhand, we don't see them build commando very often. Of course, the Blackhand commando is heroic by default. It just comes out as heroic, and you can actually build 2 of them as well, which is and there's one over here, so he's built them both. Oh man, that's going to be really nasty actually against his infantry squads here. We're going to see a pretty big engagement here as these guys decide to fight it out. Battle markers on the top right hand side. Rage gens cannot wait for those to go off. They will probably go off momentarily. Oh, the Spectre artillery there from Technique do move in, and there is a beacon over here that could be for a vapor bomb. A vapor bomb will come in. It doesn't really hit, it doesn't really connect. Meanwhile, bike-RUsh is getting attacked up here. Rage gens will go off. Not even sure whose that was. We'll zoom back out. He's pulling back to the right hand side there, and he's got a big force of units over here. Meanwhile, his infantry are on the right hand flank. bike-RUsh being forced back now. He realizes the MCV is there. Now, bike-RUsh does not have any Spectre artillery at the moment, so if Technique is allowed to move just a little bit further forward, he will be able to siege these war factories from range, and bike-RUsh will be forced to engage him. And if bike-RUsh is forced to engage, the defender always has the advantage in these situations. Look at that, he sells off these units. There's a commando over here, a small group of forces. This is going to be pretty easy for him to pick off. The commando is just shredding through those infantry. That is insane. We can see that happening over there. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Spectre artillery comes down. Oh, that is a huge Spectre shot, but that commando is doing so much damage up the top there. Still continuing to fire. That Rage Gen will go off from Technique. He does have a big advantage here. Look at his force. He's got so many units here. The Redeemer from bike-RUsh is being completely overrun. Technique is actually doing this. Rage Gen will go off from bike-RUsh. Will that save his Redeemer? I'm not 100% sure. He will just edge away very slightly. Technique blows up some of his Spectres. That's really bad. Has 3 remaining. Some of his infantry are still firing at each other. Might want to refix that pretty quickly. A few forces up here. The commando is still alive, and that Purifier finishing off the remainder. Does he have the second commander? I believe the second commander may have been killed at some point in time. Flame tanks from bike-RUsh trying to flank in behind here, but not going to happen. Meanwhile, bike-RUsh's Redeemer is going to die. Well, look at his base. His base is gone. Did those flame tanks actually clean up Technique's base? bike-RUsh here. bike-RUsh has cleaned up all the buildings except for the MCV. I believe the MCV is the only structure remaining from Technique. He is really all in. Spectre goes down. Every unit that goes down is critical for Technique here. This is critical. He does have forces up here. bike-RUsh needs to try to stop this. How's he going to kill the Redeemer though? He just doesn't have the ability to kill the Redeemer. He needs to stop his MCV from being destroyed. Oh my god, if he loses MCV, he's out of the game. How can he possibly let this happen? Rage Gen goes off, but he's already given the attack order here. We'll keep the MCV selected so we can see its health. Meanwhile, Purifier going to town up there. He's actually moving in range. He needs to try to kill his infantry. He will kill the infantry. There we go. He was able to cut that off. 2 Purifiers, 3 Purifiers from Technique, 4 Purifiers on the left flank work, destroying bike-RUsh. But it looks like he's going to survive, and bike-RUsh will be out of the game. 1 structure remaining, and that is going to be it. Unless something magically happens to destroy this. No, it's not going to happen. So wow, I didn't realize that was a lot closer than I thought it was. He destroyed the majority of... Technique either sold his base up, or those flame tanks we saw coming in at the last minute must have done it for him. But ooh, that was a lot closer than it needed to be there. But Technique eventually coming through. We saw the really big fights at the end, which I was expecting to see because there was no hugely major engagements throughout the rest of the game. A lot of poking, a lot of small sporadic fighting, and then it all culminated at the end there with the massive fight. So Technique he flatlined. He was actually ahead towards the later half of the game, then flatlined at the 14-15 minute mark. Last couple of minutes he had no economy there. Structures just going downhill. But bike-RUsh unfortunately unable to hold against that. 151,000 or 156,000. So bike-RUsh was able to come out about 5 grand ahead, but it didn't really matter. It was too late at that point in time. He couldn't stop the Purifiers, couldn't get the last structure. Maybe he should have gone for a commando. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that game. That was a really good one to watch. I'm Green Zero, and I'll catch you all in the next video.